morning. Me again. Started to actually do a Facebook post and decided, no, this actually belongs in my video log instead. Many years ago, I realized when things hurt me emotionally, like are very hard on my heart and break my heart at times, I often ask myself the question, am I going to let this change who I am? And ever since I've known enough to ask myself that question, the answer's always been no. I like who I am. I love who I am. I love that I'm open and caring and trusting, and that I try, that I take some chances, and I try. I've recently opened my heart to someone last year. Over a year ago now. Yeah. I opened my heart to someone and let myself fall very hard, very fast. Fortunately, I saw their true colors early on, so I was able to get out and have a clear enough head to understand, no, you cannot make these compromises, get out now. I used to always be told of the story of a frog sitting in a pot of water. They'll just sit there because it's not hot. And as it heats up so slowly, the frog might never jump out until he's sitting in boiling water. Try to put a frog in boiling water, it's not going to go, it's going to jump away. But when it's gradual and happens slowly over time, you allow a little, suddenly there is no more allow a little. It is, oh my God, I'm in too deep. And this is only a little bit more than I've already allowed. So, fortunately for me, there were big things that weren't little bit. They were, oh my God, I don't think I can do this. And because I cared, I gave them the chance to rectify the issue. But even when we talked about it, I came away from that conversation saying, hold it a second, I think they just gaslit me. I tried telling them that I was hurting and why I was hurting, and came away from it feeling I'm not doing enough and I'm not doing it right. Yeah, exactly. Like I say, I after that conversation, I felt totally gaslit. So, kept that in the back of my mind, but also accepted that, you know what, there was some validity to the points that were raised in response to how I was feeling. Despite it being a diversion and a refusal to address my concerns, there was some validity. And as I processed and worked on it, I realized, yeah, I am letting this relationship change me, and I don't like it. And that's the biggest reason I got out. Not because I didn't care about the person. I didn't like who I was becoming. And as that went on, who I was becoming strongly reactive to the narcissistic tendencies that were coming out. So I grabbed my stuff and ran. Anyway. A friend of mine, we've been friends for quite a while, tried dating a while back, and it just didn't seem to work. And I didn't seem to work. We just didn't click. And I would be open to him and caring and spend time with him and care about him, and he would vanish.
In 2 miles, take Take exit 44B on
Ghost
the left
me
to
is the phrase I
I-57
guess people
north.
use. And first time it happened, it shocked me. And when he came back, he assured me it wouldn't happen again. Because I told him, I can't do that. No. And it happened again. And when he resurfaced again, I made it very clear, I can't do a relationship like this, so we're not. No. I can accept this in a friendship because it's a boundary you're setting. That you need time to do this. You're not comfortable talking to me or telling me why. Okay, I can accept that. But it's also...
In 1 mile, take exit 44B on the left to I-57 north.
It's a strong boundary for me as well that, okay, if that is the way it is, then we're friends. I can work on that in the friend zone. And personally, part of me, the therapist in me, realized he's struggling with something pretty major and using these ineffective methods to deal with it. Or maybe the fact is it's just none of my business and I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, whatever. Regardless,
take exit 44B on the left to I-57 north.
Regardless, we would try. And just as friends, we would connect as friends. I cared about him as a friend. He would resurface. I'd do a check-in with him. I would offer to listen, but he would gloss over why it happened again.
Continue on Perth Road for more than 50 miles.
Okay, you're right. As a friend, maybe it's none of my business. But yeah, I started taking a step back and letting him know I'm here, I'm open, and I'm interested, and I care about what's going on. And if you don't want to share, don't share. But it also means I'm here when you're ready, when and if you're ever ready. And yeah, we've been good friends on it, like, I kind of want to say on and off, because he would still disappear at times. But the friendship never went away. I accepted that was his coping mechanism. And he would go, and I would just occasionally reach out and say, hey, I'm still here, looking forward to chatting with my friend when you're ready. And eventually he'd come back, and we would chat. Truthfully, when I needed him, because I was leaving that relationship, and I was so confused at times because I really cared about him, and my heart would start, oh, but did you give him a chance? Things like that, and really questioning my decision. Even before it was made, I was questioning it, and to help get it out of my head, I actually spoke to him about it quite a bit, and actually we talked on the phone, because he lives a little ways away from me now, and he was the voice of reason and helped me really see the narcissistic tendencies and the way I was being treated, and that's not caring for me. If I mattered, the little things that matter to me would matter to him too, and they just didn't. And he helped me continue to see that and make the decision to go. As a friend. He was there and very supportive anytime. And then he would disappear again for a little while. Well, this last time, I was on hormone blockers awaiting my surgery this past year, and every little thing was setting me off. Oh my Lord, it was awful. But I knew I had to do what I had to do for medical reasons. Well, he did something that set me off. And we talked through it. And the next day, I apologized for my excessive reaction. And told him it's 99% these hormones. That being said, the whole incident that set it off had me a little confused, but I don't know. I didn't know how to take that, but my confusion was triggered into this reaction because of these hormones. So I apologized for that the next day and said, listen, I completely get if you don't want to talk to me for a while. I was really kind of a bitch, and I apologize, but you didn't deserve that. And he really didn't. And we continued talking for a few days, I think about a week. And he kept assuring me, no, it's all right, I get it, it's the hormones. And yes, you did have a reaction, and I still wasn't sure what was up. I was a little confused in the whole thing. Not completely, but a little bit. Because we're friends, and there's lines friends don't cross. And it felt like he was trying to cross it, and I couldn't understand why he would do that, given he's had that chance with me before and walked away twice. The second time, moved out of the province and didn't tell me till after the move was done. That one was hard. But I get it. It's his life. It's his career. And as a friend, it's none of my business. So that's when I firmly said, okay, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I'm friends. That's it. Okay. I can accept that. Well, he disappeared again for a few months. Reappeared just before Christmas this year. And as always, when he reappears, I'm very happy to hear from him. I hope life is treating him well. I ask if he's, met somebody, because he is a really good man and he deserves happiness. We just didn't click. And I felt I was shuffled into the friend zone. And I was okay with that, given the way he was reacting to things. I can't do that. So, but this time as we talked, I just kept asking, because he would hint at something and walk away from it. Like, no, don't walk away from this. Tell me what's going on. What are you talking about? And he finally said he thinks he made a huge mistake. So I asked him, I said, I thought you loved your job. And he said, yeah, I do. I love my job. It's a career. I'm happy. I'm doing well. I like living in BC. So I'm like, then what's the mistake? And he said, leaving me, which shocked me. And I just said, oh, and responded and said, I don't think it was a mistake. If we were right for each other, we would have stayed together. You had an opportunity and you took it. It is what it is. And I think we've become really good friends, and I like who we are and where we are, and I care about you. I've always cared about him. I do have I don't have a lot of friends. I have some acquaintances, but people I actually call friend, I bare my heart and soul to them at times. And I genuinely love them. I really do. And so anyway, he opened up and told me that this person who keeps disappearing on me isn't him. And I'm like, sorry to say, sweetie, yes it is, because you did it even before you moved to BC. There's something going on, and I've accepted that, and I'm okay. But I mean, if we were right, that wouldn't have been happening for you so much. And I don't know, this time he's told me the recent ones are because he can't get me out of his mind, and he really wishes he hadn't left me. And he doesn't know how to fix it. But he's ready to quit his job and come back. So I left that for a minute, and then I told him, and I said, not to hurt you, but do you even have any idea what you're doing to me when you say stuff like this and then disappear on me? And for the first time ever, I told him how that happened with my husband. He was there one minute and gone the next. And don't get me wrong, I understand why he's gone, and it's not his choice. But he did come back to me when he could to make sure I'm okay, and we still talk. But he's gone, and I'm heartbroken. And I was honest with him, and I said, when you ghost me, I have no idea if I'm ever going to hear from you again. If it's something I did, if it's just something you need to do, if maybe you've had a medical crisis and you're gone forever, I don't know. And I told him, as a friend, I'm navigating that as best I can. But I can't do it as a partner. And again, he's assured me that, no, this isn't who I am. This isn't how I react to things. And he said the reason he's been doing it lately, especially since the move to BC, well, even before the move to BC, this job came up, and it was an incredible opportunity for him. And we weren't that deep into the relationship yet. We were still just testing it out. My heart was very open to him, but it was very early on, and he figured he needed this change, and he would go out there and be successful at work and meet somebody. And he said, yeah, I don't know if he's dated at all since he's been out there. And I've told him, you can tell me or not, it's not a big deal, we're friends. I'm willing to hear it, and it's not because I would judge you for it. We're friends and I care about you. But he said the problem is he just can't get me out of his mind, and it's come to the point where he says, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have to fix this. And if it means quitting my job and coming back to Saskatchewan and starting over, I'll do it. And of course that immediately caused me to panic. Surprise, surprise. I panicked. Ha ha ha. And even though I've told him in the past I don't do long distance, I hate long distance, I really do. My love language is physical touch. I need someone there I can see and touch and lean on, both physically and emotionally, regularly. I know this. But I can't have him giving up a career for the possibility of a relationship. So I told him, okay, you say you want to try, you say you're so sure this will work. If it's meant to be, it will be. We'll try long distance. If it's meant to be, we'll find a way to make it work. he's kind of agreed. He said, yeah, if it's meant to be, we will find a way to make it work. My fear now is, am I going to give him a fair shot? I am terrified of opening my heart to him again. I say that, and yet yesterday I realized, oh no, there must be something there because I can't stop thinking about him. So I don't know. I'm questioning myself right now. Am I a fool for trying this again? Or you know what? Maybe there's a lesson to be learned here. Maybe it's a lesson that I have just not learned yet, and it needs to keep coming up in my life until I learn it. So I'm not going to run away from it. I'm going to lean into the lesson and see. But part of me is completely terrified. If this is a lesson, the lesson is going to end with the end of our friendship. I don't want it to. Well, maybe that's what he needs from me. Is for me to go away and let him get on with his life. Time will tell. I honestly don't know what causes those rough patches where he disappears on me. So I can't even say, oh, well, I'll wait for this to happen and see how he reacts. I don't even know what this is. So do I open my heart and give him a fair chance and risk having it broken in that I not only lose the possibility of a relationship with this good man, but I also lose the friendship. Maybe we need to lose the friendship for a while and reconnect at a later time in life. I don't know. But I'm going to hang on to my belief that everything happens for a reason. And there's a reason he opened up to me and asked for another chance at this time. And even though I'm scared of doing it, my heart is obviously very open to it. Or I wouldn't be struggling like this. So for now, I'm going to enjoy my drive. I'm driving home from Florida. I won a world title at the dance event. So Joey and I are on our 5-day drive, maybe longer, we'll see. I'm in no hurry. Well, I should be. I'm supposed to be back at work by the 6th. But you know what? If I'm not, I'll reschedule everyone on the 6th to another day. That'll be fine. I'm glad I'm driving. It helps me clear my head. Helps me think clearly about things like this that I struggle with. And that's why I have to acknowledge Driving helps me clear my head and think clearly. So the fact that my heart is opening and excited for this possibility, it's meant to be. I'm meant to be open to this and see what happens. But I'm so afraid I'm only going to do it half-heartedly and not give him a fair chance. God, relationships can really suck. Love you, Lee, I really do, with my whole heart, and I would give everything to have you back in a heartbeat. But damn it, I'm pissed off that you're gone. If you were here, I wouldn't be going through stuff like this. It's not your fault, it's God's plan. It's the Creator's plan. I'm just so tired of having to be so strong all the time. I want my partner back, who I can lean on, who can be strong for me sometimes, so I can just be. So I can let go and just be. Knowing someone else is the strong part for me for a little while. I don't know, maybe I'm asking too much. I had it with Lee. Maybe I was only meant to have it once in my life, and now, whether I want to or not, I need to be the strong one for me for the rest of my life alone. So much going on in my head. It's no wonder I can't figure it out. And it's going so fast. The thoughts are just flying and bouncing off of each other and off of the sides and echoing and reverberating, and the questions come up, and do you trust yourself comes up. Do you trust him? If you don't trust him, and I mean really lean into this and trust him and try, that's not fair either. I don't know. But you know what? I am going to stop now. I've gotten it out of my head. Joey and I are going to St. Louis today, and we're going to hang out for the day. It's Joey's Gotcha Day. I got him 1 year ago today. So we're going to go to a pet store. I'm going to buy him some treats, and he and I are just going to have fun and check out the city, see what there is, be tourists for a little bit while we continue on our journey home. And just so y'all know, yes, I've released this to the Creator, and I've asked Lee and my grandmother for support and guidance through this. I wish I had smudge. Maybe I should go and see if I can find something to smudge with when I get to St. Louis. Well, don't even have sweetgrass in my car. I normally do. Anyway, I'll see what I can find and pray. And remember, I love who I am. If this is an opportunity, I don't want to miss it. If this is a lesson, I need to learn it and not run from it. Right there, I just answered it. Regardless if it's a lesson or an opportunity, running from it is not the answer. Okay. I guess I'm all in. Now it's his turn. Wish me luck.